Hi everybody. It's 5 o'clock and it's time to do another little cooking video. So I thought before we start, I'd just check in with everybody. How was your day? You know, there's an awful lot out there that can rile up the emotions. I heard there were 500 new cases today in Ontario, and that makes me really, really sad and anxious. Perhaps there's not enough protective equipment, and that could make me angry, and there was a time in my life when I would have tried to push away all of those kind of negative emotions, and that definitely has not worked for me because it just comes out some other way, like me being irritable and snapping Bob's head off, or being scatterbrained. I don't know if you've found that. Making a lot of mistakes. So now I think it's really important to feel those things, let myself feel those things, but then regulate it. Like, not to be reactive about it. So that's what I'm trying to do. Anyway, I also heard today that, I just saw it, that Trudeau is saying that best case scenario, we're in this till July. It's a long time. And we've got to do it day by day and keep ourselves positive through this. So what did you do positive today? We went out on the back deck because anybody over 70, Bob is over 70, anybody over 70 isn't really allowed out of the house anymore. We're in self-isolation. And so, we went on the back deck. It was sunshiny. We did that. I cut out a few masks to sew. If anybody knows how to sew and you have a sewing machine, go on the website of the Michael Garron Hospital. That's the East General. And they've got a little, just a few pictures there, and they give you the measurements that you need to make masks. And I'm using them to make some for us to begin with, and the family to begin with. But then if my old arthritic hands will let me, I'll try and make some more for the hospital. They're not using them for the healthcare workers. They're using them for visitors to the hospital and people who are going home from the hospital. Apparently, that's where they need them. So, check it out. I'm going to do some of that because it helps me if I'm feeling productive. And of course, making these little videos makes me feel productive. So that's fantastic. And hi, Dana. Really glad to see you. And I don't see anybody else on yet, but maybe they'll get on in a few minutes. I think there's a way to, just going to tag a few people. Just so they know I'm here. Okay, just tagged a few people. Anyway, sorry, I went off for a second. So tonight I'm making a dish that was one of the very first things I learned how to make as well when I was a young, just young and out of the house early on. And I can't remember where I found the recipe, but it's called Pollo Caldero, and it just means chicken in a pot. Basically, that's what it means. So I think it's yes, he said that. Dana's saying she didn't realize that he said July. That just happened. I just saw it as breaking news, so it's just happened. You heard it here first. Anyway, this dish, again, it was something that was really cheap to make and easy. And I started going back to those early recipes in this time as I try to think of what are some things that would be really yummy and easy to make and not too expensive. So I'm going to turn the camera around, and here comes Bobby. There he is.
Hello, hello.
Say hi to Dana. Dana and the girls are on.
How are you?
Taya
and
Kaylin.
Hi. Right there, yes. Hello.
Okay. All right. So this just uses chicken pieces. So I'm using legs and thighs attached. If you don't know how to cut these, perhaps you do, but I think it might be useful for some people to know that if you just take your finger and feel right there, you're going to feel a little place where the little indentation in the bone between, right in there. If you feel that, you put your knife right in that spot. It'll go right through and not hit bone. Oh, sure. Sure, I did all the others and then, no, it's here, sorry. It's right there. If you put your finger there and find that spot, the knife goes right through and doesn't hit bone. It's just a really cool little trick. So I just did that one. The rest are already done. They're over here in the bowl. I'm just going to wash my hands because good old chicken, you know. Not good to have raw chicken juice on your hands when you're working in the kitchen.
Hi Dana, Jalen, tell you, having a nice easy time at home, are you? And it's nice outside if you can get out there and if it's safe.
All right, so we're going to just make a little paste to go on the chicken to flavor it up. So a little bit of olive oil. You can mince up some garlic, or I've got this squeezy garlic that I just love because it's so easy to use. I think I've shown you this product before. I love this product. A little bit of squeezy garlic. Some powdered thyme. Use about a teaspoon. And some paprika. I have Hungarian paprika, but any kind of good paprika will do. A teaspoon of paprika. And some salt. And some pepper. And then we'll just make a little paste out of that. And I'm just going to pour it right in there into the chicken and move these around. We're going to get some tongs to do that. Or a big spoon. And just move that around so everybody gets coated. It doesn't require you to marinate it all day in this or anything. Just get it all coated. There we go. And then I'll just show you what I've got ready. I've got some onion chopped up, sliced, some red pepper. I've got potato and carrot, and I've got tomatoes, and it could be canned tomatoes, but I had a whole lot of these cherry tomatoes left in the fridge. It can be fresh tomatoes, so I decided to use these because I wanted to use them up. So come on around. And
I'll come around this way.
A nice heavy fry pan. Put the heat on. There's already oil on there, so I don't need to worry about oiling the pan. I didn't find the tongs before we started, unfortunately. Tongs. I'm just heating up the pan. I'm going to brown these on all sides in this nice big pan, this nice big hot pan with the skin on. I have the oven on to 350 because it's going to end up in the oven in a few minutes. And to go in the oven, it's going to go into this nice big pot here, but I think a casserole dish will work. Even a big fry pan, if you've got a lid for it, or foil, would work as well. So whatever you've got that's really nice and heavy, I'm calling this my Caldero, or cauldron, I guess, in Spanish. It's apparently this is a Puerto Rican dish, as I understand it. Like I said, I was going through my old cookbooks to see if I could find where I got this from, and I didn't find it, so I don't know where I got it from originally, but I've been making it a long, long time. Yeah, so if you're making masks, as I was saying today, it's really, really easy. They just want you to have it in two pieces, an outer layer of polyester, cotton or polyester, and they said make that in a dark color, and then a little bit smaller piece for the inside that's 100% cotton, so it's double layered, and the outer one you just put 3 little pleats, and then you sort of attach these two together, but you attach them at the top and the bottom, but you leave the sides open because I think you can slide a filter in there. I think apparently you can slide in like a sponge or a piece of a furnace filter or something like that. You can slide that right in there and make yourself a little homemade mask, which probably is going to become the new fashion statement out there for everybody. And the restrictions are getting more and more on what we're allowed to do and what we're not allowed to do. So, some people there. Let's see who's here. Dana and Helvy. Hi, Helly. Sorry, Helly. Hi. Yeah, very nice to see you here.
Have a good walk, Dana. And girls.
Oh, they go out for a walk?
Yep.
Oh, very nice. Maybe they'll watch the rest later, which I'm sure is good because these things go on. So that's not quite brown enough yet. We want to get them nice and brown to begin with.
I think Dana might hang in to see the whole recipe, then go out for a walk. She's just saying that they're going to be doing it.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay. Yeah, I think if we all kind of stagger when we go for our walks, there won't be as much opportunity to get close to people who still aren't taking it seriously.
Yeah, but they're not in Toronto, so
no.
You know, it's a little bit easier to stay away from the crowd.
Yeah. Okay, so now they're getting nice and brown. Lovely. So if you want to look at me while this is cooking,
Sure.
We had a lovely conversation, long distance conversation, 2 of them yesterday. One with a cousin of Bob that he hadn't seen since he was probably in his 20s, named Roger, and his wife Rhea Cardinal, and they live in, I think it's called Maple Grove, Saskatchewan, which is near the Alberta border in the southwest. And that was just a wonderful conversation. It's so nice this time we're connecting with people from all over the place. And then last evening we connected by Zoom video with the friend I've probably had the longest in my life. I've known her since I was 6 years old, named Auntie, and her husband Ted. They live in Victoria. And so we had booked an hour, and then we just couldn't get off the phone. You know how that goes. I hope that you're doing some of that too, that you've been able to use your all these technologies to connect with people. It's pretty amazing. I can't remember a time in my life when no matter where you talk to someone, they're in Australia, you know, you talk to people in Australia, or in Spain, or in the States, or wherever they are, we're all doing the same thing. We're all in this together. We're all feeling the same things right now, the same anxieties. That's absolutely unprecedented. And we all, at the same time, none of us know where this is going. We really don't. Okay, those are done. So, those are going right into the Caldero. Turn this down a bit. And then I'm going to dump in there the onion and pepper. They're going to soak up some of that same flavor. oven on to 350, so when this is ready, I'll just pop it in there, and that's so nice because then I can go away and do something else while it cooks. I don't have to wash it. Right? And get those onions to start going translucent. Yeah, see, what a simple meal, eh? Just put a little something green on the side, cook up something green, some spinach or some kale or some all those good leafy greens that are so good for us, and have it on the side with this lovely stew. And then I'm just going to put those tomatoes in there, get them started a bit. The potatoes and carrots just go right into the Caldero raw. They're going to cook along with the chicken, and everything's just going to cook in its own juice. I'm not adding any stock or wine or anything. It's all just going to cook in its own juices. A minute or two more there.
Will some of the small tomatoes drip off?
Yeah, that's the thing. The tomatoes are going to give it their liquid.
All right.
They're going to give it their liquid.
I'm an amateur. I don't know any of this stuff.
And then that going right in on top. Just like that. And we're there. That's it. That's all there is to this dish.
That took how long?
I don't know. It's been 19 minutes since I came on, and I chatted too.
You could go to a restaurant and take more time, and you could order and it would have it delivered and take more time.
So that's going in
Good.
for about, I'm going to say, between 30 and 40 minutes. Check that the chicken's done and there's a lovely sauce. And then you're all set. So maybe you got a crusty bread to have on the side, some greens, maybe a salad, whatever you like. And there you go. That's chicken Caldero. So yeah, enjoy. I've sworn off baking for a few days. We've been like butter tarts and carrot cake all in the same week, and canellis. Oh my goodness. However, if you've made pastry, if you've done that yet, if you watch my pastries, by the way, I'm uploading everything to YouTube, so if you're looking for them, they're much simpler than just going on my Facebook page. You can go onto YouTube and look them up there. Just look at my name, Sandra Cardinal, and you'll find everything there. I don't know how to post the recipes on YouTube, but I write them out. I have no idea how to do that. If anybody knows, you can let me know. Anyway, yeah, if you've made your pastry and you've got your discs, put them in the freezer. They'll stay there for many, many weeks, and then we can pull them out. And Laura would ask for lemon meringue pie, so we'll do that one day. And she also asked for ginger snaps. So in honor of and I said absolutely yes on that, because we'll tell you at the time why their ginger snaps are special to both Laura and I. Okay, so we've got those to look forward to coming up in terms of baking, but yeah, I've got to swear off the baking for a little bit. Okay, good night everybody.
Stay on, Carolyn.
Oh, hi.
Carolyn James.
Hi, Carolyn.